Paradigm shift.
An educational comedy.
It's not a cause, not a movement.
It's not a social group you can slap a label onto.
It's an idea. It's an intention.
It's an intuition.
A mindset in which reality can be explored.
Through genuine expression,
Discernment.
critical thinking, and imagination.
To look inward upon ourselves.
To better understand the external world around us.
And yes,
Few egos are bound to be bruised.
With our silly, zany, politically incorrect,
George Carlin Gilbert style of going about things.
real and raw honesty.
Which invites you to be
to the fullest.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to yet another edition of Paradigm Shift in Educational Comedy. I'm Dave Kelso. This is Richard Hamilton, and we have a message for, the various people that run alt.tech. A bit of a warning of things to come, especially in the environment of censorship that we're currently in. But of course, I do my best to not come to the table empty-handed, so I'm going to have some suggestions as well, and I want to keep this video as short as possible because I know you guys are busy and have a lot on your plate right now, seeing as all of this has created the rise of alt-tech and your servers are getting overloaded with 120% increases in activity, and you guys are kind of running around trying to deal with the massive influx here. So yeah, you guys need to get on board with fully decentralized technology ASAP. As I'm sure you guys already know, and with what they originally tried to do to Gab and what they have currently done with Parler, anything that is domain name based is completely vulnerable to being purged. And as big tech in the mainstream has already proven, they're going full retard right now. Like, all bets are off. They're literally willing to do anything. They don't care how legal it is or not. They don't care about anything. They are willing to go the extra mile and then some to shut down all dissent and do what they feel they need to do. So you all need to go fully decentralized as soon as possible. And yes, I understand, as Tom from Library/Odyssey has already told me, it's not exactly the most simple thing in the world to develop and implement and maintain a decentralized protocol or network. A lot of time and effort and resources, and just there's a lot of things that goes into it. You can't just bitch and there it is. And I totally get that. Which is why, number one, I'm not suggesting you make your own protocols right now. Ain't nobody got time for that at the moment. What I'm suggesting is throw together what already exists and work with each other to do it. So, firstly, I would suggest using the DAT protocol to resolve any URLs, because you guys could kind of custom make that, use that protocol to be like BitChute : Gab : Minds : So you could have your URL similarly to like what Library already has, lbry : and you've got the channel and the network location to the content, and so on and so forth. So that can be used at that level, the Beaker DAT protocol. Now for the data network and storage of things, The library protocol and network is already there. Use it. It's already there. It's already stable. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. Just use it. Now, for any sort of web portal stuff going on, again, Tom over at library, I asked him, like, hey, if big tech happens to come after you and your domain name goes bye-bye, how will you handle things from there? Obviously, anybody using the app itself is not going to notice anything. That's all good in the hood. But, what about people using library.tv and, odyssey.com, the web portals? Once those are gone, what are they going to do? And to paraphrase this as short as possible, the sentiments that were given to me is essentially going the route of, like, the Pirate Bay proxy sort of a setup. Also, using Tor as well. So if you can imagine, for example, you've got the library client, and imagine that could link into, some sort of a web server instance to where, somebody could, like, use DYN or something and, run a web server, like, whatever.dyndns.net, and, they could set up their own instances of the web portal, similar to what people can already do with the Pirate Bay and Open Bay and all that sort of stuff. And, of course, also, setting up Tor onion sites and, that sort of thing. So between the two of those, you're all well and good and covered with, web portals and things like that. Now, what I would also suggest is that as far as any kind of a desktop app, so that, you can actually have nodes on the network that are seeding content and so on and so forth. All of you alt-tech people need to work together. Create one app that supports it all. Gab : BitChute : Minds : Make one app that supports all of the things. And furthermore, I would also suggest working with the people at, who create the Brave browser and the Opera browser. Those would be two good ones. To develop equally a web portal, or excuse me, a web plugin. Sorry, got portals on the brain here. A web plugin that would act as kind of a light client, if you want to call it that, so that you can have LBRY : BitChute : whatever else, natively supported, actually directly within Brave and within Opera, so that, it's natively supported right there. No fuss, no muss. And yeah, I know that these suggestions are not something you can instantly pull out of your asses either. It would probably take at least a couple of months, but here's the thing. You got to get working on this stuff now, because if in a couple of months they yank all of your domains, you don't want to be sitting there like, oh man, we've done fuck all, and so we're starting now. Whereas you could have already started, so that by the time they yank your domains, you're like, all right, good, we're ready, no problem. We can roll that into action. And as far as cell phone apps, as I'm sure all of you are already aware, there is F-Droid, which seems to have been removed from Google Play, which is not really that big of a surprise. But cell phones have regular web browsers, and people can fully just go to F-Droid's website, download F-Droid through that, and then that kind of becomes your new Google Play, as it were. So, all of these things are feasible. I'm not a developer myself. I am literate in how software works and all these things, but I'm not a developer. I'm not a coder. So I know there's a lot about this stuff that I also don't know, but I at least know some of the basic ins and outs. So I've realized that what I'm suggesting can't be done at the drop of a hat. And, I know that you guys already have a massively lot on your plates as it is, and I totally get that. But if you guys don't start on something like this now, then, by the time, they decide to purge your domains, it'll be a lot worse for you than it would have been, if you had started sooner. And, you all know this is coming. They're going to pull your domains. It may not be today, it may not be tomorrow, and it may not be a few weeks from now, but they're going to do it sooner rather than later. And I would argue that they're definitely going to do it this year, regardless of when this year. Look at what they've already been willing to do. You think that's going to get any less crazy? You think they're going to get less fascistic? Or you think that's going to be ramping up exponentially to levels we've never seen before? So that's my warning. That's my suggestions. I'm going to be taking, the links to this video and directing it to the various alt.tech dev teams. So even if you guys decide against what I'm saying, at least when the hammer drops, you won't be able to say that nobody tried to warn you, because I tried. So all I can do really is hope for the best in making this video. But you guys all cooperating with each other developmentally is going to be key. Library, Gab, Mimes, BitChute, all of you devs, I understand that this should not fall upon one single dev team from one single platform. You need to make a unified app and way of doing this that supports all of your networks, and all of your networks need to be able to link up and structurally support each other. This needs to happen. Otherwise, you guys are going to be in for a world of hurt if you don't unite and get things done. So that's my warning. That's my suggestions. That's my message. Richard, anything to add?
Well, I can go off of that by saying, just tying that with the obvious news throughout the tech industry that has been just kind of shooting echoes all over. Big tech is unified in a way that is very, very dangerous to liberty. It's very dangerous to the individual. It's very dangerous to humanity. Google, Twitter, Facebook, they're all working overtime right now to shut down dissent, to shut down voices that contradict their narrative.
Don't forget Amazon and Apple.
Well, yeah, there's Amazon, there's Apple, but they're all working together. It's all part of the big tech conglomerate. And when, like Trump or hate Trump or believe in the presidency or don't, the message of being able to take a sitting president who's supposedly the most powerful man in the entire world and be able to shut him up on his own profile and shut him up and say, nope, you're not allowed to speak now. That's a dangerous message. If they can get away with doing that to a sitting president of the United States, who in years past would have probably sent in, FBI raids, CIA raids, and probably would have had all these people disappeared and sent off to Gitmo, never to be seen again. The fact that they can get away with it without any sort of repercussion to the folks doing this sort of thing and potentially family members, that's a pretty dangerous precedent to set. And if they can do that to the president and see that little to no repercussion is happening, maybe a minor dip in their stock, they're going to keep doing it. And also, let's not forget what they did to Parler. Now, mind you, the people at Parler were not very smart, as we all know. They betted with their enemy. They put their they put their website on Amazon servers. What did you think was going to happen? Still, the point is, regardless with all of that, now is the time. It's join or die. It's unite or die. I mean, I wish I had one of those old Culpeper militia flags behind me next to that Jefferson one that you're probably seeing. But it's literally join or die, because it's getting to a point where people need to come together and start fighting this stuff on a massive scale. And I understand you guys have a lot on your plate, and I understand that the times are very tough right now, but to put it in one of the old excerpts from the American Revolution, these are the times that try men's souls. And even George Washington asked the Winter Patriots when they were fighting in the Winter Wars during the Revolution, he said, I know you guys are tired. I know you guys have given 110%. This isn't direct paraphrase, so don't quote me on it. But I only ask that you fight one more month. If you fight one more month, you are doing the greatest amount for liberty in the long run. Well, I guess that's what I'm asking of you. You have a lot on your plate, but I'm asking that you just put 110% more, because these people will not stop. Mm-hmm. And as Dave was saying, they will come for you. And it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. And when they do, the amount of work you're going to have to do is going to be 100 times greater, because now not only do you have to deal with the fact that they silenced you, now you got to deal with the fact of how you're going to recover that data, how you're going to pick up the pieces, where you're going to go from there. Was there any content lost? And you're going to be dealing with floods and floods and floods and myriads of people are going to be coming at you going, oh my God, where did mines go? Where did BitChute go? Where did da-da-da-da-da go? I can't find my content. Do you have my content? Well, no, we don't have it, because we don't have it backed up on any alternative data nodes that they can't get at.
Actually, BitChute does have their own servers, so that wouldn't be a concern with them.
Okay, well, yeah, that's right. That's true.
I don't know if Pines has their own.
The point is still the same. I mean, and to even take it one step further, to be devil's advocate, considering BitChute is based out of the United Kingdom. I mean, look at what they do on the dark web. They go on these raids, Interpol and whoever else goes on these raids. If they really wanted to, who's to say that, the European Union, in coordination with some Interpol UN globalist bullshit action, couldn't go after BitChute and sack the servers? I mean, they could, so my point is to that, even having your own stuff.
That's why the Pirate Bay. That's why the Pirate Bay went fully decentralized, because they kept getting raided.
Exactly.
They kept getting physically raided.
Exactly. So even having your own centralized stuff, although great and has advantages, unless you're willing to guard it with more guns than they've got, it's not really, or having, 100,000 volt electric fences, nasty attack dogs that'll attack on site, and guards with fully automatic machine guns that are willing to shoot anybody who comes through the entrance who isn't supposed to be there. A fully decentralized network is the way to go, because there's nothing that's preventing these power-hungry parasites from going after anybody with private servers or what have you. So really what I'm saying is, I know you guys have a lot on your plate. I appreciate everything that you guys are doing. I respect everything that you guys are doing. You guys are fighting a good fight. And all I'm asking is you fight a little harder and fight just a little bit longer. And I think you guys can do it. I think you guys have it in you. I mean, a lot of conspiracy theorists on websites who say we never landed on the moon, but I'll just give benefit of the doubt at this point, whether or not you believe in it or not. If we can do achievements like put footprints on another planet, I think we can probably pull off getting fully decentralized networking, especially in these times. And even to do it, just work a little harder and a little longer and get it done. Once you've gotten it done, now you've gotten it done. And the benefits outweigh the negatives at this point, especially in this climate. This is the climate to do it. If we're going to do it, now is the time. Now is the time. Not 6 months from now, not a year from now. Right now. It's got to be done.
Yep.
So that's really what I have to say.
Yep. And I have nothing more to add. So, what you guys all do is up to you. But if you guys decide not to heed what we're saying, at least you cannot say that no one tried to tell you. Can't say it. Because we did. So, all people like me and Richard can really do is hope for the best. You know, we're putting in our input, and beyond that, all we can do is hope for the best. So, we'll see what happens. So, everybody watching, have a great day, and everybody working in alt.tech, you know, the same thing that people might say to military personnel, thank you for your service, because it is just as important.
Time after time, my computer won't start, so the next reboot will be a kick in its ass. If it don't start soon, then it's gonna get smashed. I'll bring new meaning to my computer's crash. It dashed my plans to sit and surf the web, so this jumped up calculator's getting hurt instead. There's only one thing that stopped it from getting tossed. A little voice in my head said, remember how much it cost. So instead of seeing if my desktop could do the bird, I decided to pay a visit to the neighborhood nerd. I carried the computer all the way on my back, but all he said when I got there was, should've brought a Mac. Now if you ask me, the expense is unnecessary. You can keep your overhyped fashion accessory, but if I speak the truth, my computer's screwed. In this situation, only one thing to do: Control-Alt-Delete, press Control-Alt-Delete, turn it off and on again. If I don't work, repeat. Control-Alt-Delete, press Control-Alt-Delete, end task, not responding, end task, repeat. Control-Alt-Delete, press Control-Alt-Delete, turn it off and on again. If I don't work, repeat. Control-Alt-Delete, press Control-Alt-Delete, end task, not responding, end task. I got a brand new system with a Pentium core, state of the art, half the price of G4. It should never ever crash, touch wood, but you know, deep down I knew it just could. And one day it did, to my dismay. I saw nothing but a blue screen on my display. Now this may well be a debatable question, but what on earth is a fatal exception? Whatever it is, it don't sound constructive. The technical term is, you shit down busted. I put my trust in Bill Gates and he didn't deliver, but the thought of buying Macs always gives me the shivers. Maybe it's just me and I'm way too stubborn, but maybe I want a mouse that's got more than one button. Whatever it is, you know it's all academic. My computer's down, man, send for a medic. Control-Alt-Delete, press Control-Alt-Delete, turn it off and on again. If I don't work, repeat. Control-Alt-Delete, press Control-Alt-Delete, end task, not responding, end task, repeat. Control-Alt-Delete, press Control-Alt-Delete, turn it off and on again. If I don't work, repeat. Control-Alt-Delete, press Control-Alt-Delete, end task, not responding, end task. It could be Worm Blast or What I Love You. It could be adware, spyware, I don't got a clue. But what I do know is that something's wrong. Each and every home computer is a ticking time bomb, set to go off when you least expect it. So now it's all backed up, I check and double check it. Saved to my server, CD and USB, so even worst case I won't lose my new LP. It seems computers got a mind of their own, and this is how it might sound if they could rhyme on their own. It'd be like,
I'm the one who endangers your data. You can save now, I'll just corrupt it later. And even though my talking is like Stephen Hawking, you can't beat a computer, cause we keep a scoring. So careful where you're storing your waves and your text. Today I'm made of circuitry, one day I'll take a breath. Take a breath. Take a breath. Take a breath.
Control-Alt-Delete, press Control-Alt-Delete, turn it off and on again. If I don't work, repeat. Control-Alt-Delete, press Control-Alt-Delete, end task, not responding, end task, repeat. Control-Alt-Delete, press Control-Alt-Delete. This computer's come alive, she never taught it how to speak. Control-Alt-Delete, press Control-Alt-Delete, end task, not responding, shut down, you freak. Control-Alt-Delete, press Control-Alt-Delete, turn it off and on again. If I don't work, repeat.